Asus finally launched Asus Zenfone 8 and I must say, what a phone it is. I mean, not in the good sense but not in the bad sense as well, because the look of the phone is just opposite from the performance. I mean, what it can actually do. We'll actually discuss in the brief why and how this phone is good or bad and whether it is worthy for you or not. The past few series of the Zenfone was too good both in the performance and look, but I don't know what or why Zenfone Asus just thought let's do something unique in this smartphone. But the performance, I have to say, the performance is incredibly higher. I mean, it obviously beated the Asus ROG 5. Let's start from the body build of this smartphone. So in the front of the smartphone, you are getting to see Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and obviously you must be known about the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, that it is the strongest glass in the Gorilla Glass history, obviously. And in the back, you will get to see, you are getting to see Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Obviously, when I just saw the look of when I saw the smartphone, obviously virtually, then I didn't realize that it is actually a glass back body. Bad but not the worst, in the flip series, in the Asus Zenfone 8, you are getting to see Corning Gorilla Glass 6. And if you don't know about the Corning Gorilla Glass 6, then obviously it is also the second most strongest glass of the Corning Gorilla Glass. But I don't know why Asus how to give Corning Gorilla Glass 6 in the flip series, but believe me, this won't let you to think over your choice, because I personally tested the Glass 6, non-intentionally obviously. And about the screen size, I can personally guarantee you this will be the most handy and the most portable flagship smartphone in your any of the Android history, I guess, because the size of this smartphone is 5.9 inch, and the screen size is 5.9 inch, so obviously the smartphone, the size of this smartphone will be around, I guess, 6 inch. But in the sector of look, I can personally tell that if you want any good looking smartphone, a good looking flagship type of smartphone, then I guess this won't be a great choice, because the look does not show that first of all it has actually a glass body, and second thing, it has got any type of design. It is just like a plain entry level smartphone in the look. Or yes, I can also tell that it is something like the poor version of Google Pixel series. But let me tell you that the looks does not matter for any smartphone's performance, whether that is in the cases of camera or gaming sector. So for the look of the body, I will give 5 out of 10, because it is actually a flagship level smartphone, but the look of this smartphone is just like any entry level smartphone. Now let's talk about its display. So it is actually based on the Super AMOLED display, Samsung one obviously, and it is clocked on the 120Hz for the gaming purpose. And obviously, I guess around the 6-inch display, this is the first smartphone having 120Hz. But the problem is that display is not that bright. The peak brightness of this display is around 700 nits, but I guess this is quite tough enough to just beat your daily life light. So in this sector of display, I will give it 10 out of 10, because this type of display will be satisfied by any of the people, because first of all, the display is too good for any of the eye, because in these days, actually, because of some displays, not some displays, because of the blue light, the peoples are getting too much harmed. And second thing, about the battery saving, the Super AMOLED display has actually a great impact in the battery life. One feature, but the most important feature for any smartphone, is the 3.5mm jack. So yes, I think now I can buy it. Just joking, 3.5mm jack does not matter for your choice actually, but yes, it plays a impact. It plays a very vital role on the choice of any people. Let's talk about the speakers. So obviously, no doubt, Asus has the great speakers, and actually it contains the stereo speakers, so which obviously proves that it has a very loud speaker. Now let's talk about its most questioned feature, the camera. Actually, it considers dual camera, obviously you can see it, but the question is whether it can give the flagship performance in the flagship price or not. The question is not 100%. Actually, the Asus is not known for the company those which can just produce a very high level type of camera. Actually, it contains, it is actually known for the gaming purpose smartphones or any other device as well. But don't be upset, these two camera can give just like a 4 camera performance. Obviously it won't give a flagship level type of performance. I mean, it can give a flagship level type performance, but not like other smartphones like OnePlus and other Samsung's S21 series which is recently launched. Obviously it has a very nice camera. Yes, I know, Mi 11 series as well. So the question is how good these cameras can perform, and the answer is good enough to capture your daily life moments. I don't have any camera samples, but I think these camera samples can help you to just choose your smartphone. I mean, in the case of camera, if you are interested in the camera, obviously this is not a 100% camera smartphone, but I can personally guarantee you these cameras can perform better than the any Asus product. But the also question is whether these cameras can do other features, I mean carry out the other features of camera as well, like zooming or doing macro shooting. And the answer is yes, it can actually do the 2 times of zooming, I mean 2x zoom, and obviously it can do the macro shooting at the same time. Thanks to the Sony IMX686 camera sensor, which is actually a 64 megapixel image sensor, and it has got the f1.8 aperture. So obviously it can just produce a very bright image and very natural looking image. Let's talk about the secondary lens, that is ultra wide lens. So it is actually 12 megapixel Sony IMX363, and it has actually got f2.2 aperture. And about the selfie camera, this actually contains 12 megapixel Sony IMX663. Obviously it is a very great image sensor for any of the selfie camera, and it has actually got 2.45 aperture, f2.45 aperture. And obviously for any of the selfie camera, 2.25 aperture is tough enough to compete with any other selfie cameras. So what is my review for the cameras of Asus Zenfone 8? So I will give it 9 out of 10 because first of all, Asus is not known for the best camera smartphone, but somehow it is giving a best camera. It is giving the best cameras in your smartphone comparing with any other Asus smartphones and many of the other smartphones, I mean other companies smartphone as well. Now let's come in the main topic, that is performance. No doubt it has a very incredible performance, but more than my expectation, because first of all it actually contains the Snapdragon 888, no doubt, and I guess in the I mean it is the most handy Snapdragon 888 which you are getting to see. Also the Antutu benchmark score of this smartphone is just incredible, because first of all it has beaten all the smartphones I guess in the world. Also the user interface of this smartphone is I guess quite customized, I mean quite similar with the Asus ROG 5 series, because you will get to see many gaming features in this type of, I mean in this smartphone. And also the UI of this smartphone is customized in such a way that whenever you will test any kind of stuff, for example obviously Antutu benchmark score, it will just go in its higher, I mean its peak performance mode. So yes, in this sector of performance, I don't know whether it is right to tell or not, but I will give it 12 out of 10 because the performance just shocked me, because I was not expecting this type of performance. Yes, let's talk about its battery, because that plays a vital role and the number actually does not matter in this case. It has actually got 4000 mAh lithium polymer battery, and you might be thinking that the battery backup is not that enough good comparing with the any other smartphone, in fact with the other smartphones of Asus, but obviously that is not the case. Let me tell you why. The screen size is lesser comparing with the any of the smartphone. First thing, because of which it will consume lesser battery. Second thing, it has got this Super AMOLED display, which obviously plays a very vital role in reducing the usage of the battery. Third thing, about the Asus, if you are not knowing, then the software of the Asus is way out of customization. I mean it is just incredible in the sector of battery. I mean it will just give you the higher performance with the lesser usage of the battery. So the question still comes whether it is 100% profitable smartphone or not, and the answer is it is all up to you. Really, it is all up to you, because if you want a 100% camera centric smartphone, then obviously I won't recommend this smartphone, not even 1%, because this smartphone is not actually made for the camera, but actually it is made for the performance. But if you want both the performance and the camera, if you can compromise in the camera slightly, even 1% as well, then I can recommend this. I mean I will obviously recommend this smartphone then, because first of all this is actually a very handy smartphone. Second thing, the smartphone, I mean the performance of this smartphone is higher than the any other smartphone. Even fuck off. even than the Asus ROG 5 Ultimate. Well, I won't recommend this smartphone if you are 100% camera centric as well as for the body look, because I have seen many of the people, if they are camera centric, then they are the body look centric as well. And obviously the look of this smartphone is not like any of the smartphone, I mean flagship level smartphone. It is just like the entry level smartphone, comparing with the OnePlus 9 series or any other Samsung Galaxy S21 or Mi 11 series, even with its on previous series of the Asus Zenfone. But if you want all of the three, I mean the performance and the camera as well as the body look, then I will just recommend you to go in the iOS sector rather than just being in the Android sector, because in that price you will be able to see the iPhone 11 or iPhone SE, iPhone XR. Well, about the variants, it is actually quite different, because the variant is from 6GB to 16GB, and obviously I have not seen any in any kind of smartphone. I have not seen this type of variant. See, 6GB, 8GB, 12GB and 16GB. Well, one thing, if you are not knowing about the RAM, then it actually contains the DDR5 RAM, which is actually very much incredibly faster than any other smartphones. And yes guys, that's it for today. I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, then please make sure to hit the like button, and also do subscribe this channel. Share this with your friends and families if you think that this video will be helpful for them as well. Maybe some of your relatives wanting to buy a new smartphone, so just share with them as well. And don't forget to comment on my today's video any type of good or bad review or any kind of information that you want to give to me, then please let me know in the comment section. And yes guys, that's for today. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.